Hallo zusammen, also willkommen erstmal hier im Raum. Wir würden es so handhaben, wir haben zumindest eine Zuschaltung online per WebEx, deshalb haben wir tatsächlich auch die Möglichkeit, uns da noch ein bisschen auszutauschen. Ich werde das Meeting aufzeichnen, aber es werden natürlich nur wir als Vortragende jeweils gesehen und nicht das Publikum. Sollte es gleich irgendwelche Rückfragen geben oder ähnliches, die nicht aufgezeichnet werden sollen, einfach kurz Bescheid geben. Das ist dann kein Problem. Dann halte ich entsprechend die Aufzeichnung an. Und dann würde ich sagen, start.
So, hello everyone. Most of you already know us or already know SURContext, some of them not. I'm happy you are here today to know what we have to present to you. It's not only SURContext, but it's how SURContext has been developed and has been used or tested, I would say. It's not has been started productively this week. It was previously doing a pilot testing. How has been used at the katho, which was the first customer of SURContext. And I'm glad and thankful for that and for the trust that they put on us. At the end, we have been showing SURContext since more than, I would say, 1 year, I would say. And now we are starting seeing the interest of the community into doing the pilot. So I'm very happy with that. So I'm gonna slide. What is SURContext? SURContext is a rack system. Rack system is not a simple, it's an advanced rack system that brings AI into learning environments in a controlled, reliable, and secure way. I say here learning environments, mainly ILIAS, but not only ILIAS. I will tell more about that later. And the main point of SURContext or any other rack system is that it allows a language model to answer based on a defined context. That context that the language model will use to answer is defined and chosen by the teacher, the professor, the administrator, by uploading the documents. So the professor, the use cases, the typical use case is a professor uploads documents to one context. That context is the base of knowledge that the language model will use to answer you. I will tell more about that later. And yeah, the point here is different than a normal chatbot. For a normal chatbot, SURLabs provides since 2023 AI chat, which is an open source plugin that allows you to integrate ChatGPT and other language models into ILIAS and to create conversations as a repository object. This is free, open source, and available for more than 2.5 years. The main difference between AI chat, which is a normal chatbot, and SURContext, which is a rack system, is that, as explained before, the SURContext will answer only based on the knowledge uploaded to that context. We call it context. And in case you ask something that there is no information in the context about that, the system will say, I don't know, or I cannot give you an answer, instead of inventing an answer, which is one of the main problems that at the beginning of this AI era, I would call it, was one of the main problems that this technology had. Yeah. Besides giving an answer based on a specific context, another interesting point for our system, and that's a really core part of what the Katholische Hochschule has developed, is that you can include links to the original sources. I mean, you ask about a topic, and then the system gives you an answer based on the documentation that's the owner of the context has uploaded, and you can configure it to give you also the sources. So it will tell you, okay, this is the answer you want to know, and I create this answer based on this document, page, chapter, everything. So it tells you exactly where the information can be found, and the user can directly click on a link and go directly to the source in order to make the human to check that what the AI said is true. That's something also really relevant and helps the user to trust the response, because the users can check whether the response is true or not in a really easy way. Another of the points of SURContext, of the full version of SURContext, I will tell you later that we have different versions, but the full version, which is the one the katho is testing here, is able to process different kind of documents. There are much more than those you can see here, but of course, text documents in Word or PDF formats. If those documents have images, the images are also processed, and the same happens with audio and video, MP3 and MP4. So if you have a lesson, a professor have their lessons recorded, you can upload the video, and all the information that has been told in that lesson will be automatically stored in the rack system, and the student can easily make any kind of questions. If you have any extra questions, it can do it to the system. And of course, ILIAS content. You can directly load courses, ILIAS courses. You can tell to the rack, please use the information of this course, and all the information that is on that course. I mean, course learning modules, wikis, tests, and we are developing also the connection with other ILIAS objects, which makes the uploading of information to the rack system something really easy, and that most importantly can be done by each professor. It doesn't have to be done by the administrator or the administration of the platform. I have already spoken a little bit about the backend, and I will now speak about the front end. You can show SURContext in the platform in two different ways. As a bubble, this is a UI hook plugin that allows you to show the chat wherever you want in the platform. And it's also available since 2 weeks ago, the repository object. You can create chats that works as normal repository objects, and it's a more traditional way to handle this. Of course, as I mentioned before, the teachers can manage their own context. That's something that was not available in the last presentation we did in Berlin last year. Now it's totally available. So the administration of the platform doesn't have to do all the configuration yet. That will be done and managed by each professor. And we have different use cases. We have been thinking about SURContext, and the first one I already told you, the 24/7 tutor support. Teachers can provide students with that chatbot with the knowledge teachers believe is real or is true or has been verified. Also with their own classes. And then we all know that professors are usually really busy, and they don't have time to one-to-one conversation with students. And this is a way to provide students with the knowledge of the teacher 24/7 and being adapted to their students' needs. This of course requires really, how can I say, intrepid teachers who want to do this. And also another use case is the troubleshooting. SURContext and our rack system works pretty good as a really good search engine. You can find information that, for example, in a use case, some private technical information. This is maybe not so relevant for universities, or maybe yes. I'm thinking more about companies, industry, who has a lot of really private information, technical information that will help you to solve a problem, an emergency that is happening, and the person that has to solve it maybe doesn't have everything on their mind. Can use SURContext to easily find the place in the documentation that can solve the emergency they have. And I mean, this is something that adds a lot of value to the product, in my opinion. And of course, we have the use case that the katho is testing, which is the onboarding, and which is the use case that Sabrina will tell.
Thank you. Ist es in Ordnung, wenn ich es in Deutsch präsentiere oder ist Englisch besser?
There is one person who doesn't speak German.
I can show it in English. That's no problem, or I can switch up. So I'm going to show you how it looks on our ILIAS productive platform right now. Who am I as well? Maybe I'm the head of AI officer at Katho University. So I'm the one normally providing all the information around AI to our professors, and we are testing systems, etc. Today we have our AI to go site on ILIAS, where we have most of our AI informations, like what models our students and professors can use, what they have to take care of in Bezug auf gute wissenschaftliche Praxis, what they can use in terms of what is all right when it comes to copyright and data security and everything like this. And we have at the first instance on the page a little FAQ about how you can use or should use AI in terms of great scientific practice, especially in terms of written essays or anything the students would do for a grade or anything. We have here our basic knowledge, and in the back end we provided some information from the site, as well as a lot of documents. The students or our professors not usually find so well, I would say. Also, wir kennen es, viele haben Probleme damit, irgendetwas dann aufzurufen oder finden es halt nicht direkt, und sich dann durch die ganze Seite zu scrollen ist manchmal eben ein bisschen anstrengend. So it can be tedious to find whatever they're searching for. And the context bubble that SURLabs provided for us is this little one here in at the side, and we're looking at and I can ask it basically anything about this site and anything about the context we have provided in its context hub. Today I tried something like, does the katho have licenses for a DeepL write, for example? Because our teachers, our professors, or our students always ask what licenses can we provide, and it's yeah, kind of tedious to always say no, we don't have them. Maybe we'll have them later on or something like this. And when I ask it, does the katho have licenses for DeepL, for example? I just asked the FAQ chat provided, and it will probably show us in a little moment. Just loads a little time. We only get the information what DeepL is because we don't have licenses for it. It says it can't say if it has licenses. That's totally fine because we don't have any, and we only provide a link to DeepL that our students can use, and the basic information what you can do with DeepL basically in browser or anything, and that's what we get here. So there's nothing more to say. It's also no information that isn't really provided on this site already, but maybe someone is just not able to scroll a little bit down or anything, so they can just ask here. We also have the possibility to ask something like welche Richtlinien, so what guidances are important when you use AI in terms of scientific practice or anything. While it's loading, I can say what was very important for us when we tried implementing this. It's of course what Jesús already said, that we want our students and our teachers to see where the information comes from, and that it's curated information basically, so they don't get something they don't need, or that is not really profound in any way. So this is a lot of information based on what does also was die katho tatsächlich bereitstellt, beziehungsweise was notwendig ist, in Bezug auf gute wissenschaftliche Praxis zu beachten. When we look at the sources, we see it's the file to the site. So we want to, so we should be redirected right now to the ILIAS course site, which happens right now. Or when we look at this again, we can also see which other sites or context sources were used. So we have the course, we have something about Rechtsgutachten an der Stelle, die hochgeladen wurden, und beispielsweise den BMBF-Aktionsplan zum Thema künstlicher Intelligenz. Ich könnte jetzt aber beispielsweise auch hingehen und sagen, nun gut, das ist ja jetzt schon irgendwie spannend, aber vielleicht hätte ich ja gerne das genaue Dokument, was unsere Studierenden benutzen sollen, wenn sie KI-Nachweis darlegen sollen in Bezug auf ihre Arbeiten beispielsweise. Also könnte ich auch sowas fragen wie so I'm asking if there are any document to provide the information. Yes, of course there is. Of course there is. Alles andere wäre schlecht. So, and we get the information that we have these two documents. It's Nachweis, KI-Nutzung, Abschlussarbeiten und ein Musterbeispiel, wie das Ganze auszufüllen ist. Und I could just click on it. It's a Word document, and I don't have to search for it in ILIAS anymore. It's already on the site, but maybe someone wasn't able to find it at first, and so I can just click on it, and it should be downloaded. somewhere. It's trying to load it, but it would actually be here as well. So we get to redirect to the site, and it should be loaded in the background already. So the person just searching for it can already see it on the site again and already use it as it is provided in this instance. We have this on other sites than the AI site as well. We have one for copyright issues that our professors and students often ask about, and we had it once provided an FAQ by a paralegal. That was very tedious to get all this, but we also wanted to provide further informations without having extra costs to ask a paralegal again. So we thought it would be fine and a great opportunity to use the context bubble as well there, so we can have further information provided for anyone who likes to know more about copyright or anything. And use cases for media or anything. Also, so far for what we provided right now, we also tend to ersetzen. To replace it, thanks. To replace the search function from ILIAS altogether with the context bubble, because the search function of ILIAS is not the best, we can say, and so everything would be found like documents, videos, audio, or just basic information and context. At this point, we haven't implemented it already because we have these two little use cases to just check how our professors and the students like it. But so far, the feedback was very great. We also have the possibility to have it used as an agent that can also provide information or make tests, make course content or anything. This is something we haven't given to everyone right now, because we want to make sure that everyone is first really adept in using the agent and not doing anything they shouldn't. We will provide this later on so that everyone who wants from our professors can use the agent to basically create context or content for their own courses that they can provide to their students. And in this case, we also can make sure that they only use the API we provide. So we will give them only access to Mistral and not Google, Gemini, or ChatGPT, for instance, so that we can make sure when they upload anything, it's at least somewhat data conform. Yeah, that's our current use case at katho. So Jesús will just say something more about it, and I will end with what our future plans are as well.
Thank you, Sabrina. I mean, I'm really happy from the feedback I get from you and from the professors that have been, the users that have been testing the system. And of course, we have been in the development of SURContext for more than 1 year, and we will keep doing it. That's something we won't stop, because we believe this is a real useful tool, not only for ILIAS. SURContext is also available for Moodle. So if any one of you is also using Moodle, this is a way you can connect both platforms. You have one context both platforms, and you can share the information between those. Sabrina has already spoke a little bit about SURAgent. SURAgent is something, it's a different plugin. It's a complementary service to SURContext. And at the end, SURAgent is capable to do automatic tasks in ILIAS. What Sabrina mentioned is the one we tested the most, which is the creation of full courses with the content available in SURContext. So the one use case, professors wants to renew the whole course, but they don't have time for doing so with the ILIAS editor and so on, because they don't have time. So that professor can upload the course to SURContext and tell our agent, please create me a new course based on this knowledge. And then the agent will take not only that, I mean, not that would be a really not a real use case. What the professor would say, improve my content, will improve my course using this course as a base, and then please add the information that you can find in other documents that can be uploaded. So the information of the courses can be renewed really easy directly, and that can directly be done by the professor. So that's the thing that our agent is capable right now to create complete ILIAS courses with learning modules, ILIAS learning modules. And we are now testing a new tool for our agent that is capable to create scoring learning modules. And also, of course, ILIAS test, the questions and so on. And wikis, for some reason, also. The SURContext and SURAgent, they are both developed by SURLabs, and we can customize it for your needs. In the case of the katho, we made a specific customization that is now available for everybody that is contracting SURContext, which is they are using Vimeo videos. And SURContext is now capable to get the Vimeo videos directly from the platform using the Vimeo plugin. That there are different Vimeo plugins. We developed both.
Yes.
You
did.
So
yes, so we can use them all.
exactly. So if you are using Vimeo videos, any kind of plugin with Vimeo videos, the SURContext is capable to get directly the video embedded in your site and get all the information. Yeah. We, as mentioned, we are not showing today SURAgent, but of course we are open for any kind of demo you want to have after this meeting. I'm going to speak a little bit about the future of SURContext. We are right now on the development of the page component user interface, which will close the cycle of the user interface, and we will be able to provide SURContext in all user interface types, I would say, we have in ILIAS. And in the second half of the year, we will adapt. It's not a huge deal, but we have to think about it. We will adapt the structure of SURContext in order to fulfill the model context protocol. Model context protocol, I'm going to be really short, is something like LTI for AI services. If LTI connect different learning platforms and learning tools, the model context protocol is a protocol that allows to connect different AI tools to others. And that will allow for a new option for SURContext that is this is an option, of course, that in case there is no information in the system, the professor will have the option to allow the users to say, okay, please look for information somewhere else, and then we will make this. So SURContext will do that research for you. And of course, well, not of course, this is something you probably hearing today for the first time. Previously, we only have SURContext, which is what you have seen with the video capability, Vimeo videos, audio, and so on. We find out that there are other use cases that doesn't require that capability of ingesting content. They don't need videos, they just need text. So for those use cases, we have SURContext. I guess you get what the name means. It accepts only text in PDF, Word documents, or ILIAS format, but only text. We want, with SURContext, We are not checking the images or the videos. We are just ignoring it. And the main difference between SURContext and SURContexto is, of course, the matching you need to run it, mainly the price, which is, I would say, SURContext is less than half the price of SURContext. And yeah, the path we recommend to all those who want to test it or to try it is first we have having a meeting with us. Then we always recommend to have a pilot with up to 10% of the people that will use the system in the production service. For that pilot, SURLabs will host the rack system, the vectorial database behind the system, and that will allow really easy installation in your platform. Especially, it would be great if you are testing the pilot. You are doing it in a testing platform for that purpose, but it's also possible to do it in the main platform. There is no problem. And for the production, we also offer the option of hosting the rack system. Our host is located in Germany, so the GDPR is totally complete. But we recommend to the institutions wanting to use SURContext on their production system to host the complete system, not only the rack, but also the LLM. This is totally possible. If you have a nice machine, we will tell you which kind of machine you would need depending on your needs. It's totally possible that you can host with the same machine the rack system and the language model you are using to get the answers. And by doing so, you will have the control of the data, the complete control of the data. It won't go anywhere else. And that's something we believe that's important for. In the case of the katho, they want to use Mistral in a local way. That's a good way to do it, I would say, but you can decide. That's totally up to you. And of course, they want Mistral. Some others want other language models. We are the developers of the system. We can adapt it to your needs. So there is no problem. That was my part, and now Sabrina will continue.
I'm just going to finish. So, because we already talked about what we have on our ILIAS platform now, but we are actually, yeah, that was also our initial idea, and we want to expand it actually to have context provided on ILIAS and our katho website to be showcased on the context bubble on our website later on, so that Studieninteressierte, students that are not actually at katho right now, but maybe want to start their studies at our university, that they can see what we can offer them in terms of interesting courses, interesting ideas, events, or even very special projects we normally only see on ILIAS and can only showcase there, so that the information from ILIAS can also be transferred via the context bubble on our website. And we are already trying our best to provide the context needed for it, and then we will look forward to someday implement it. Yeah.
So if you have any questions, we are really happy that you were here, and here are.
I have just a little question. It's the chatbot you showed initially. Is it working agentic? So just in case you're asking, so you just tried just like single questions, but what if you just ask 3-4 questions
in a row? Yeah, that's totally fine.
Like a different example, like going like have a look at this document and whatever you find there, based on these information, go on and ask and answer on the next.
That is different. So what we show you today is SURContext, which is the chatbot with the context, and now we have SURAgent. With SURAgent, you can tell it. You can right now you can tell it create a course and so on, create a new user, and when with this create course tool, then you can tell it, please look at this document, don't look at this, and you can give different orders. And what the agent does is to create a planification and follows the planification.
So you could basically use the agent as well as a rec tool, right?